Welcome to Beyond the Brand, the podcast that takes you inside the world of franchising, brought to you by Business Alliance Incorporated. We're here to share real stories, expert insights, and strategies to help you navigate the franchise industry with confidence. Let's dive in.
Hello and welcome. This is Heath Turner with BAI and continuing our series Beyond the Brand, where we interview our franchise partners, individual franchisees. And today features a brand that's newer to BAI, really awesome concept that we were very happy to welcome to our network, NTV 360 Marketing. And joining us today is their Space Coast, Florida franchisee, Ron Burford, who has actually been with the company for about 5 years, but converted along with them as a new franchisee this year. So we'll hear Ron's story. He knows the brand very well, and hopefully that gives you a better understanding of the brand overall. And if you're a broker, it'll help you present it to your candidates. Or if you're just listening in to learn a little bit more about NTV 360, you'll get a good glimpse behind the curtain, so to speak. So with that, Ron, thanks so much for joining me today.
I appreciate it. It's no better way to spend a Tuesday afternoon, man.
I agree with you. Perfect. I like to jump into these conversations, just getting to know a little bit more about you. So, just curious, prior to even 2020, when you jumped on board with NTV 360, when it was a business opportunity, what was your career before that?
Call centers. Made it all the way up from just a guy on the phone all the way to U.S. operations manager of one of the largest call center companies in the U.S. And then prior to that, in my youth, was just bouncing around, managing kitchens, running nightclubs, and all the fun.
Yeah. And then what was it that kind of made you think, hey, I want to own my own business back in, was it 2020 you said when you joined as a more of a license?
Yeah, it's just exposure to the right people and just having the right mentors and realizing that if you're going to get anywhere in life, I don't know many people that have the freedom and the wealth that they need that are working for somebody. It's all about owning the assets, just the kind of the perfect path to get there.
And what was it about NTV in particular that drew your attention?
It's the system is there. It's a no-brainer type thing when you start to see the scalability, how quickly you can get to break even, how quickly you can get to profit in comparison to other franchise models and whatnot. And then the back end support really is just, it's unbelievable. It's like you own this business, but you're not just getting all the stuff with it. You really do get that team of people, man, and they don't leave you alone.
Yeah.
It's like in a great way. They're very involved. When I didn't know what I was doing to now when I need to discuss deeper strategies on how to do things and things like that. They're just a phenomenal team. So it's the full support, the model, the financial model, the performance, everything is checked all the boxes for sure.
Yeah. And then coming on board as a licensee back then, what skills that you already had did you find really translated over well and helped you as a new owner?
I don't mind talking to people, and that's all you really got to do. I'm 53 years old now, and a lot of the things that we do, whether it be websites, the marketing with the indoor digital billboards, even simple things like social media and things like that, that's not my world. I don't understand it. I don't know it, but yet I've sold a lot and I'm looked at in the community as an expert because I position myself like Henry Ford of the business, right? I don't need to know this stuff. It's like I don't have to be an expert in anything. They've got my back. They've got the team. They've got everything it takes. And I can just go out and talk to people and I enjoy that. And I'm a workaholic. That's if I'm awake, I'm working and we're going to be successful.
Yeah. And that leads into my next question pretty well. On the reverse side of that, what was the biggest learning curve for you? What did you find yourself leaning on the franchisor for the most help with?
It was all the things I just mentioned. I'm the dummy in that world. It's like I don't know what a meta tag is or metadata and H1 tags and all this, but these are things that I've learned along the way that now just, if I could do it then, knowing what I knew, just through organically hearing what they talk about. And they're always doing these coaching sessions and webinars with all the franchisees and things like that to teach us constantly. If you know enough in the beginning to do this, and then you just learn along the way and you get better. And now when people look at me in my community, like I'm an expert at Google business profiles, I laugh to myself. I'm like, if you only knew.
Yeah. Right. So you don't have to worry about how the sausage gets made. You're just consulting these businesses on solutions they can use. And then on the back end, NTV corporate does the actual technology implementation and everything like that.
Right. Yeah. They're the ones that are making you look good. They're the ones that are getting the results and things like that. And then, like you said, you just have to be able to talk to people. And consulting, I'm glad you said that word, because I talk to a lot of people that get into this prior to when they get in and things like that. And sometimes people get afraid of the word sales. And it's
Mhm.
not sales. You're not selling. You really are consulting with people. And that's just talking to them to find out what they're trying to do. And
Yeah.
then like we're going to help. We're just going to help. Right. And that's what I love about this, because I love where I live. I love my community. It's a phenomenal place. And I get to drive around and I'm personally involved with these people. It's all about relationships. And you get to see that what you did had an impact on them in a really good way.
Yeah. And so, can you tell us a little bit about the different services you can provide to your clients? What's the whole scope that NTV can provide to other businesses in the community?
Yes, we do everything in the digital marketing space, right? We've got a digital marketing side to our business that does websites, that does Google business profile pages, and I've
Mhm.
learned about things like OTT and CTV, right? Which is basically commercials on streaming apps and all the basic stuff, the Google ads, the social ads, streaming audio, things like that. But the reality is, when you look around your community, there's probably like 100 digital marketing. I'm a website guy, I'm a social media person, I'm this, I'm that. So anybody and anybody can do that stuff, right? The other part of what we do with the indoor digital billboards, the way that we're able to use them, the way that we're able to apply them to these other services and bundle them together and grow these networks, it's such a game changer. It's in marketing, you learn to ask other people, like, what separates you from everybody that does what you do, right? This is the thing that separates us. This gets us exposure. We're able to utilize that in conjunction with Google business profiles and social media in a way that
Mhm.
nobody else can. So that is the big deal for us, that really has gotten us a lot of attention in the community.
Yeah. So, being able to offer so many different services, and then the big differentiator is the indoor electronic billboards.
Yes. Yeah, the indoor digital billboards, the way that we do it, a lot of people think it's just hanging a TV inside a place, right? But it's not just, it's much, much deeper than that. The way that we understand how to build out these networks and connect with the community and all that impact that has, not only for us as the franchisees, but also for the business owners in the community, is quite the separator, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. And so, what was your strategy out of the gate? Did you want to target certain types of businesses, or how did you really get your name out there and start to acquire your clients early on?
Yeah, it's all spelled out, man. And NTV 360 has been doing this for quite a while, right?
Mhm.
So there's a deep amount of, I guess you could call it data or whatever, that they can lean on because of guys like myself out here building these networks and making this business go. So
Yeah.
it's not a mystery anymore. In the very beginning, because it's a young industry, it's not like a fast food franchise that's been around, and whether you own it or not, what the model is like. This is, pretty young, pretty different. A few of us have been doing it for a while, have had to figure that out. And along the way, we know that it's not just, you don't just throw up a TV and sell ads, right? That's secondary to understanding how to build this out in the community and how to connect to that. So who we target and whatnot is no longer guesswork. We can lean and look back and go, all of the franchisees have done this, right? So if
Yeah.
they've all done this, this is maybe the best types of locations to put the TV. This is the best types of people to go after for the ads on the screens, and the best type of people to do this and that. And from there, it's putting us in a position where we don't walk out the door with a 50-50 shot. We walk out the door with a 70-30 shot.
In your relationship with your clients, is it a lot of nurturing once they sign on for the services? Do you stay in touch with them and review the results of these different marketing solutions they put into play? What's that timeline look like with an existing client?
For the most part, and I would say this is 80% of the clients, right? It's the 80-20 rule. For the most part, 80% of your clients, you're pretty good if you have a process of reaching out to them, your client service process, about once a quarter. Maybe you're updating their ads, maybe you're getting them on a report call. And then along the way, there's things that you can do that are beneficial to help your client. Like maybe they're only doing a couple things for you, right? But yet you're reviewing other things and you're showing them now how these things that they're doing are having a positive effect, and now it's time to grow into this next thing. And then for the most part, they're your partners. The places that we put the screens up aren't really clients, or our partners. So we're
Yeah.
always just stopping in to check on them. Or if I have to meet with somebody, I'll bring them to their place. And it's great because they can see the screens in action. The place that has the screen is getting business from us and seeing us patronize their place. So it really becomes just, like I said before, relationship business. They become your friends, your people, your network of people that you can lean on. And then from there, if you work that, if you take care of them in the right way, eventually you get to a point where the referrals that you get from them and whatnot is almost like an endless chain. It's almost like you've just created this large magnet that just starts to pull people towards your way.
No, that's great. And are there clients you've had for the whole time you've owned NTV 360, like multiple years?
Yeah. Anything else? You get some clients that come and go, that things like this. But for the most part, we're looking at, when you look at a year-over-year retention, about 85 to 90%. In the very beginning, it's a funny business because you start off this big and you grow, right? So does the base of clients that you have. So in the beginning, your retention isn't 85, 90%. It might be a little less than that, but not much. But as you get bigger, your average sale gets bigger. The quality of the client that you deal with gets higher. So it's almost like the bigger you get, the more money you make, the longer they stay. I've got clients that have literally, since we started this digital marketing side of this business, because that came along later, since the beginning of that, have been with me this entire time. Yeah. So the retention is phenomenal. And that, what's the residual effect of that? It's like, I'm not in this business to work my butt off every day for the rest of my life, right? I want to build wealth. I want to make money. I want to scale this and have more and more people working for me and things like that, to where I can make money making a phone call once a week from the beach, drinking a Mai Tai. When you have good retention and you have these certain things that we understand are like kind of foundational things that people need to do every month of their business life, so they're going to pay you every month for it. Now I can lean into my balance sheet and say, this is the way that I can build wealth. This is the way that I can understand how to project everything happening in my business. And I can be proactive in my growth instead of reactive to the chaos, right? So I can look at this and say, this is a true way to not just own a business and have the fun and freedom, but I'm building wealth. I'm building very substantial wealth with this thing.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. And you found, for the most part, when you go into a new business and talk about your services, I'm picturing these are a lot of things that small business owners either really haven't prioritized or had the time for to elevate their business. So are they pretty receptive to the solutions you put out there that you can help them? As in, if you walk into 10 businesses in a day, do you think 7 of them want to sign up for the services on average, or what?
It's a two-sided question. What I mean by that is, if I just took a shotgun approach, excuse me, if I took like a shotgun approach, went out there and talked to everybody, it's going to be great for some people, and some people are just not going to get it, whatever. We don't do it like that. We know who to go after, right? If you want to make money in marketing and advertising, it's pretty simple. Just advertisers advertise, right? So we understand that the people who are spending the money are the people we talk to that are going to want to spend the money, right? They're interested in their marketing, and we know how to target them. So we go after the people who we have the greatest chance with, right? And the ones that understand that, they're going to jump on board. But also, when you really start to understand the system of how we do this business, you're in a position where all the advantages are on your side. You don't have to worry about, I desperately need the person in front of me to say yes. You don't. If you understand how to build these networks and these communities within your territory, if you understand what you're doing, if I'm building out, let's say 40 screens in one area, right? I don't want 40 pizza places. So I don't need the person in front of me, right? So in that sense, it's not that I'm asking anybody to please let me do this for you. It's like, I'm given this opportunity, and we understand how to do this from all the teaching. Like, I'm giving this opportunity to one of y'all or two of y'all at most. So somebody's going to take it, right? So you don't have to do high pressure sales. You don't have to you're literally just, if they don't get it, that's cool. Just move on. Just move on. So you don't have to be the pariah salesperson in the community, the pushy sales guy there. Right. It's like, nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Then you just find your people. And when you find your people, they stay with you forever. Not forever.
Yeah. And like you said, it's consulting more than it's like hardcore sales, which I'm sure scares people off when they hear you got to go out and talk to businesses. But it's not. When you come across as a consultant, people are a lot more likely to want to talk to you, and they feel like they're not being sold to.
Because you're taking interest in what they're trying to do, right? Like, you've got a business, you've got goals. What are they? We have these things that can help you achieve those.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. That's all it is. And people love that. And if you're genuine about it, it's like, you're not being like beat up and thrown out the door and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Perfect. And you mentioned you really want to build something that's going to give you that lifestyle flexibility and be able to build wealth. So the plan to scale, is it you remain the sole owner operator, or is there a vision of you bringing on staff? What would that look like for you?
So mine is very specific. For people in general, it's literally how you define that moment for yourself, right? Like, how do you define success? How do you define freedom, right? I'm a workaholic. If I'm awake, I'm working, right? But I'm also a single dad of a 10-and-a-half-year-old, and I have to say half, right? But at that age, she's in 5th grade. But the thing I love about my life, my daughter is the center of everything that I do, right? So every single day, it's built into my calendar that I drop her off at school. I pick her up from school. I get to say the first thing, how was your day? And I go on the field trips and I do this. But outside of that, I'm working my brains out, right? I choose to. And with that, there's a very specific scalable plan that I have that's going to get me from where I am to where I want to be. So I've defined the last day of this business, and I can follow that formula, and it's not complicated. Of all the things we do, it's just narrowing down to the easy, basic things that have the longest retention, right? And from there, I can build this business fully staffed, making a lot of money, and it's only going to take me four salespeople and one administrative person to be drinking that Mai Tai on the beach. I wonder what my team's doing. It doesn't take much, and that's big. So that's a very significant business. And the reason I can do it with that low amount of people is because NTV 360 is basically this huge staff that is like doing everything for me. Like I just go out and make money, and they do all the work, man. It's great.
It's a good lifestyle. Yeah. So do you currently have any team members, or just you right now?
Yeah. I've got a part-time kind of salesperson who, just a friend, very talented friend who does some things for me on the side, makes a little bit of money. And then I've got a salesperson out there, and we're looking at bringing on our next salesperson. I'll probably do it first of the year.
Okay, great. Perfect. I just got one more question, Ron, and then I'll let you get on with your day. But so BAI, we're a franchise brokerage company. We have franchise consultants and network across the US, and they basically work with candidates who thought about buying a business, and they match them with the best franchise opportunity based on their budget, their interests, their skill set, all those things under the surface. And so if you put yourself into the shoes of one of our franchise consultants, and you're presenting NTV 360 to a candidate you're working with, knowing everything you know about the brand, how would you present the opportunity? What would be some of the like golden key highlights about the brand you would mention, and you would make sure any broker who presents this brand, these are things you don't want to miss about it?
Putting myself in the shoes of the person looking for the business, and it boils down to, I would assume, a couple different areas. I want the freedom. I'm sick of it, making money for somebody else, all this type of deal. We check all of those boxes for sure. So we're everything every other franchise might offer as far as those types of intangibles. We're there. Check it, man. And I'm telling you, it's the support, it's the model, this is the no-brainer. It's all you've got to bring to the table. All you've got to bring to the table is a work ethic and a willingness to talk to people. And then whatever you want it to be, if you want it to be this thing that gets to where it's good enough to where I can just enjoy my life, have my 2.3 kids and my white picket fence home and blah, 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 and just go to the games on Saturday, like it's there. If you want it to be this massive thing where you've got territories all over the U.S., you've got staffs of people, and you're making it's there. The scalable model is there. The support is there. And the lifestyle, I don't wake up a single day. Regretting what I'm doing. It's like, if you love what you do, you're never working a day in your life. And I'm a workaholic, and I'm never working because I love this. So it's enjoyable. It checks all the boxes. The model is there. The system is there. The scalability is there. I don't think there's many other models that you get to break even and profitability as quickly as we can. Yeah. You put up a few screens and sell a few ads, and you're there, and you never have to go back in the red again. You always stay flat. It's whatever everybody else does, we do just as good, and we do a few things better.
Yeah. No, that's great. This has been because I learned the brand, but I learned a lot just in our conversation today about the model, the services you can provide, but I'd also imagine you feel like you become a fixture in the local business community too, with the different small, medium-sized businesses you've been able to help. And has that referral network just continued to build exponentially as you've helped more and more businesses?
Yeah. I grew up here. So I went to high school here, middle school, elementary school, all that stuff. And never in my life did I think I would be involved in the things that I see myself getting involved in here.
Yeah.
Like where I
Yeah.
live is where NASA and SpaceX are.
Mhm.
And I've, you know, because I'm a guy with some TVs, right? Next thing you know, I'm in a helicopter flying over the launch pads of SpaceX where they don't let people fly over just to take
Wow.
pictures for my client and all this type of stuff. I've gotten involved in 3 of the 4 chambers of commerce here. And next thing you know, I'm sitting not only on the board, but on the executive board with all the bigwigs in the community, making a true impact in the community with the things that we do. And I was just a guy who barely knew what I was doing, hanging at when like somebody said I could hang a TV in their place.
Yeah.
It's amazing who I know now, what I get involved in, the people who've become true friends of mine because of this business. I've been in people's weddings and had people watch my kid, all this stuff. All the intangibles that you're not going to see on a spreadsheet, you're not going to see on a business plan or whatever. It's all of that plus all of this. And like I said, I drive by somebody's restaurant on a Tuesday night, and all the other restaurants I pass on the way are dead. And I get to their place and the parking lot's packed. And I do their marketing, and they're great people.
That's a great
Feels
feeling.
pretty good. Feels great, man.
Awesome. I love that. Thanks so much, Ron. I really appreciate you taking the time out this morning to join me and share your story with us. It's going to help our brokers tremendously, but anyone who tunes in will learn a lot about the opportunity with NTV 360. So thanks so much. And hey, cheers to continued success and a day where you get the Mai Tai on the beach as much as you want.
It's soon. Maybe this weekend.
Perfect.
Great
Thanks,
talking to
Ron.
you, Heath. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
You too.
That's a wrap on this episode of Beyond the Brand, brought to you by Business Alliance Incorporated. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe and stay connected for more insights on franchising success. Until next time.